Basically, the movement it has many different sectors. So the whole idea behind it is I was teaching and I realized that there were a lot of young men that didn't have father figures. So they were asking questions and they were doing things that implied they didn't have a role model that was encouraging them in the right direction. Now, oftentimes we have a tendency of complaining about the generation and saying, can't deal with these people. But the question is, how can we expect them to behave responsibly if they've never been taught responsible behavior? So I started short animations called the Manly Man series, where I encourage them to be responsible. Things about chivalry, opening the door, um, allowing persons to exit an elevator before entering the elevator, all of these things. And that's where it started. And from there, I realized that there were a lot of parents that needed to have conversations with their sons. And so I started doing father son conversations where I would encourage the father to spend time with the children and I would give them ways to do so, examples to do so, like we did that um, archery session in the past, just to give them examples of what it is to spend time with your son. What does that look like? And then additionally, we know that a lot of, unfortunately, in the Caribbean, there are a lot of households that don't have both parents. And so the mothers have a tendency of having challenges whenever it comes down to a 14, a 13, a 15-year-old son. So it's having mother son conversations where we teach the women that men and women communicate differently. An example I've always used is if it is that you want them to wash the dishes and they say, go and wash the dishes, a mother will presume that she means no. But a son doesn't hear the word no, and if he doesn't hear the word no, 4, 5, 6, 8 hours from now, they're still gonna be doing whatever they're doing and say, well, I'll get it done at some point in time. So it's about appreciating differences in communication styles and encouraging a healthy relationship. So the Manly Man movement, to answer your question, involves father-son, mother-son conversations. It involves even father-daughter and mother-daughter conversations. And we also have boot camps where we teach young men to change a car tire, how to do basic house repairs, how to create an extension cord from scratch, how to cook, all of these things, and of course, develop emotional intelligence with our behavioral psychologists because a man should be rounded, well rounded. And that's the whole idea of the movement to give young men and young women the skills to be able to master themselves and therefore create a better society.